hello everyone. Welcome to Telli Talks at Classic Cat, sponsored by 8 Labs. I have a very special guest with me today, Nicole Kay. She is an online personal trainer and she was on the hit show Temptation Island. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So for the people that don't know your journey, can you tell us how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was actually raised in Minnesota in a very small town. And so I think I knew growing up I wanted to be somewhere bigger, like more opportunity, more, I guess, diversity in the world and just to connect with other people and network. But I moved to Chicago after that, and that's when I went on reality TV. I went on Temptation Island. And then just recently, 3 weeks ago, I moved to LA.
Congrats on the move.
Thank you. So
Minnesota, transitioning from Minnesota to Chicago, how was that?
It was great. I was ready for a change. So I moved to Chicago after a few years after college. So, you know, I was a little older and I think I was just ready to be in a big city. I had outgrown Minneapolis. And then Chicago, I was there for 5 years and I feel like I kind of tapped out there. Now I'm in LA. I feel like I'm so excited for a new journey.
Absolutely. And going from the cold to well, it's cold here now. But, I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed, better weather.
Yeah.
How do you like the transition from Chicago to LA?
I love it. I mean, everyone's like, you're used to the cold. You were in Minnesota and Chicago. So when I'm here, everyone's like, it's cold, it's raining. I'm like, this is so much better than snow. I don't know why you guys are complaining.
Yeah. Snow and shoveling is just not a good. I used to live in Jersey.
Okay.
And my ex-husband was in Chicago too. So I was it was just cold. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I get super pale and I hate being super pale.
Yeah.
So it's just like I cannot stand the cold.
No, yeah. Now my business is all online. So I'm like, why am I in the cold? Why am I doing this to myself? I can go wherever I want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So Cali, now that you're here, before your transition to Cali, you were on Temptation Island. How was that journey of going to, I guess you were in college, and being on a reality show and not even knowing what it is?
Yeah. So I was on season 1 of Temptation Island, which was, to your point, I didn't know what it was. I think they had like an original Temptation Island in like 2001. But I was kind of pitched this idea, and it's like we didn't really get to see seasons before us. So we got there, and it was really eye-opening. And when people ask me, the word I use is just traumatizing. Because honestly, it was an experience. I went on there with my boyfriend at the time. We were in a relationship for 2.5 years before going on the show. We lived together. All the other couples had also lived with their partner. So it was a real thing for us. And we weren't like getting casted to go on there to play the game because we didn't really know what the game was.
So when you got casted, what did they tell you were getting casted for?
Yeah, I mean, a dating show. I was under the impression we would be with our partner and then maybe go on dates here or there. And it was pitched as like it's in Maui, it's all paid vacation for a month, and like you'll do fun dates, like, you know, go on helicopter rides and everything.
The glitz and glam.
Yeah.
The negativity.
Yeah, I mean, they do say in the contract it's a social experiment, which it truly is. But when I got there, we were separated from our partner. We lived in different villas, and we didn't have any contact with our partner for a month. So naturally, just like in the real world, there's a lot of like temptations out there,
Absolutely.
I guess. So if you're not able to connect with your partner physically, emotionally, mentally, and you're that far removed from them, and you already have issues, because that's why you were casted, it's tough. It was tough.
So it really tests your relationship.
Yeah.
And did you feel that before you got on the show that your relationship was already kind of rocky, or you were having problems and this was going to be the uplift to your relationship, or going on these extravagant vacations, these dates, these fun times, helicopter rides, and then it's like you don't even realize what it turns into?
Yeah, I definitely didn't think it was a good idea to go on, so my boyfriend was actually pushing it a little bit more, and I was just focused on kind of my life. I was like, I'm not going to lose my job to go on a reality show. Like I have things in order. But then I kind of just was like, okay, maybe we'll do it. Like I think I got talked into it a little bit. But we were definitely rocky beforehand. I was like, I think this is going to make our problems worse. And it did.
And it did.
Yeah.
And how did you face that? Like on the show, being filmed, knowing that you're going through a traumatizing experience?
Yeah. So for me, I'm very much more of an introvert, so it's hard for me to be in that experiment, if you will, and like cameras in your face.
Absolutely.
And Meanwhile, you're actually dealing with a real life scenario of going through this with your partner. Like when most people go on a dating show, they don't have much to lose because they're coming on their single.
Absolutely.
But when you're in there in a relationship, there's
and it's
just
organic, natural feelings that come up and arise, especially when your relationship is being tested.
Yeah, it was rocky. But I will say I went on, we did filming when I was 25 years old. Like anyone knows, in your 20s, I feel like you gain a lot of emotional maturity.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I was at a point in time where I just learned so much. Like when I think about my 30 years of life, I just turned 30. That was like one of the most pivotal moments for me.
Absolutely. And you turn that pivotal moment into a positive moment for you now, and your training, and you've overcome that situation. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
A lot of people still like hinder in that, that dark space, if you call it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to get out, but you got out and you're thriving and you're doing well. So congratulations.
Thank you. It's good to be here. It's good to be on the other side.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how did you transition your situation on Temptation Island to your own personal growth?
So for me, I also battled with being on reality TV. Like, was I breaking up with my partner because I wanted to, or was I breaking up because of the social pressure? Because there was a lot of social media pressure that came along with that. Like, oh, you guys were so cute together. We knew you would make it. And then actually what ended up happening is we broke up and we got back together later on. So there was another like phase of social media pressure of, I think, people thinking it's acceptable to get back with their ex. So that was just a lot to go through. I would say like the healing process was a couple years. But then when my boyfriend and I officially broke up, like I went straight into therapy like the next week, and that really helped me with my healing journey. I went consistently every week for a year, and I feel like with that process came so much of like regaining my self-confidence and my self-worth, and just believing that I can do all these things that I've always wanted to do but never pulled the trigger on.
Absolutely.
So
and that you can do it, that you don't need someone else to push you along the way. Being a strong woman. Yeah,
and it also made me realize how important a good support system is, because I was in a toxic relationship for a while, and I just feel like I never could live up to my full potential because of all the toxicity. So once I was pretty far removed from that, I just feel like my life completely changed.
That is amazing. I'm so happy for you. And I just feel like therapy is such a good comfort, non-judgmental place for when you're in a place you don't want to be, and you want someone to talk to that's not going to judge you or not put your business out there, or just the privacy of it. It just makes things so much easier. And I'm a strong advocate for going to therapy, getting the help that you need if you can't do it on your own, because it's just so essential to get yourself to a point of happiness and just security about your own individual self, because it's like, how are you going to make someone else happy if you're not happy within yourself?
Totally. Preach, girl. I completely agree.
Call me Deacon Swift over here, okay? So I just feel like that's just key to life, just knowing who you are and your growth and your positivity and just your attributes. So let's talk about this online fitness program that you do. What made you start it? All that good stuff.
I've always been into fitness. Like, I grew up doing, I did 4 sports, but gymnastics was always like my favorite go-to. I started when I was 5. I would be like in the bar doing back walkovers with my parents and like on the monkey bars. So like, I just had always had like that athlete mentality. So I did gymnastics in college. After that, I went into bodybuilding, and then after bodybuilding, I was like, I want to make this a lifestyle. Like, bodybuilding is pretty intense. I was like, I want to, enjoy what I'm eating and not be so strict with it. Absolutely. And then that's when I realized, like, I can do all the things I want to do with, like, my fitness, but make it a lifestyle transition, and it's not hard. Absolutely. Like, you find out the solutions that make it easy and it works with your lifestyle. And so, then I was like, I want to show other women how easy this can be.
Absolutely.
Once you get the habits down and you integrate it in your lifestyle, you build the discipline, like, it's just second nature. Now I look at food as fuel. And it changes your life. So it's been amazing to support women on this journey and just empower them to also be their best self. I work with like so many moms, and they tell me all the time, I'm never prioritizing myself. Like, I'm always doing stuff for my kids. Like, I don't make the time to make separate meals or go to the gym. I work with a lot of women on their post-pregnancy journey, which is amazing because they're just the most confident that they've ever been, even before pregnancy. So there's a lot of things we work through, and even having like a better relationship with food and getting out of binge eating, which are all things I've I haven't been through pregnancy, but a lot of these things I've been able to experience myself. So
Absolutely.
Just having that impact has been so rewarding.
Absolutely. And I just feel like going back to like emotions as women, we're emotional creatures. So
Right.
I feel like our emotions tend to work side and hand in hand to our fitness and just like overall our self-being.
Yeah.
How do you help women that are, like you said, postpartum or pregnant and wanting to work out and just wanting to better their body?
Yeah, I think it's really about breaking it down into how do they live life now and what are the obstacles that we need to approach to help them get on the other side of that. And
Absolutely.
it is more than just a physical transformation, it's mental too. And I think the coolest thing I hear from my clients is just, I have more energy than I've ever had in the past. Like, I just feel happier, I'm confident. So it's a total like mental transformation at the same time, which is all a part of the journey. But I think it's really like hand holding these women and showing them like what the other side can look like, but making sure it's tailored enough to what they're like faced with and what they're challenging at the moment.
Absolutely. And like you said, bodybuilding is super intense.
Right.
I worked out with a bodybuilder one time, and like when you're filming and you're just trying to make it look good and your posture's good and you just you look like you're doing the workout right, but he was wanting me to like chase the burn on every workout, and I was dying. Like, my facial expressions were insane, and it's like I was working on muscles that I didn't even know I could possibly work out. So I can't even imagine getting in shape for a bodybuilding competition and incorporating that in your life for 4 to 6 weeks, 8 weeks, however long you're doing the competition for, as opposed to, like you said, with a regulated routine, diet schedule, a lifestyle change is so different.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be intense. Like, I am so ingrained in health and fitness, and I support so many women, and I work with them as, their coach, but I still have dessert. I still like drink alcohol sometimes. Like, it's about balance, and if you don't have balance, you'll never be able to sustain the lifestyle.
So let's talk about it. Is there things that you do, like, as far as like shock your body? Do you have cheat days? How do you go about like your normal routine? Personally,
I've found that I'm not going to get into, I guess it could even be like a toxic mindset with yourself if you're restricting too many things. So I really like to pick and choose like when I'm going to drink alcohol. If I'm going out for a girls' night, I try to decide beforehand, like, okay, am I going to drink tonight? Am I going to be strict? Like, I think just setting those intentions beforehand helps you game plan. But I think just being able to enjoy things like when your body is calling for it is an important part of like the balance piece of it.
110%. And everyone's balance is obviously different.
Right,
So like for me, I feel like working out 3 times a week works for me, and then maybe cheating twice a week. I enjoy going out. When I do go out, I like to go to dinners because I'm a little older now. So like, my going out is no longer the club. My going out is like dinners, nice dinners. And, obviously when you have dinners, you're going to have a drink or two. And I just feel like that's extra calories that I might necessarily not need. Or I might have to go to the gym some more because I'm getting another drink that I don't necessarily need.
I mean, that's part of it too. I work like through those types of things with my clients to say, okay, if you're going to have alcohol, that is going to have carbs, it's going to have more calories, so maybe offset it and don't get like mashed potatoes, or don't get the carbs. Make sure you're just getting your protein and your vegetables, and then you can have a drink because you're offsetting it.
That's my problem. Like, I just feel like I just get to a point where I'm just greedy. I want the carbs, I want the mashed potatoes, I want the steak, I want the drink, and I want the dessert. But then also it's like, how does that make me feel? Am I so bloated and full that like
I'm not happy after this. Like, how am I feeling?
That's the thing where it's like I get so full that I'm like, okay, I'm tired, but I know tomorrow morning I'm gonna have to get my ass in the gym and work out and like, you know, do what I need to do and take that extra step and be on the climber for an extra 5-10 minutes because I know what I had the night before.
Exactly.
You know? And so it's like,
if you can push those extra calories into, like, say you want to grow your glutes, okay, go do a leg day the next morning.
Right. Exactly.
There's ways to do it.
And that's my thing. It's like, I know the gym is going to eat me alive tomorrow, the next day. So it's definitely going to be different.
Yeah. You know? So I think it's about picking and choosing, like, when you want to explore those moments, like your birthday or, you know, different events.
Absolutely. So now that you're in LA, what is your kind of, I guess, routine here or schedule or things that you might want to do now that you're here in this area? Yeah, so I'm trying to adjust to a new schedule because I'm a brand new entrepreneur. I just started doing like my online fitness business full-time in November. I've been building it up for a while and working on it, but I was always in corporate America. So just having a different schedule of like, okay, I don't have to work at my computer 9 to 5. Like I can wake up and go do podcasting or go to women empowerment events or, you know, check in with my clients. I think it's just, it gives you more flexibility, but it's so amazing that everything is online now and digital marketing is just, you know, it just makes things so much more accessible.
It's a blessing.
And it makes it so much more easier, and you just get more clientele that way, especially if you built your system online. Yeah, you can impact so many more lives. Like it's great to be in person with people, but being able to touch everyone's life a little bit and be that much impactful into their challenges or their lifestyle is an amazing feeling. Is there something like particular that you want to do in LA that you haven't necessarily done, whether it's fitness or just in general? I mean, I think this is part of like regaining my self-worth and confidence. I'm like, you know, the opportunities are endless. Like, don't just limit yourself with what you're doing now or what's in your wheelhouse. Like, go out, meet people, connect, and see what you can do. I think I would really love to do like more modeling and do like print modeling. I think just being in the Midwest, there wasn't as much opportunity. So I didn't really try to go that segue for myself. But now that I'm in LA, I'm like, everything is based here. Yeah, and it's there. It's accessible. Like you can just grab it. It's literally, you go outside and you don't know who you're meeting or where you're at and who they might know. Yeah. You know, so it just makes the opportunities so much more easier to achieve out here than it would be in Minneapolis or wherever. You know, I just feel like there's so many different things that you get access here that can just happen right away, you know, and you might not even know that it's happening. I think it's just honestly, as a woman, I'm like, believing in yourself is so powerful, because sometimes I think we don't think we're like worthy of opportunities that come up, or maybe we don't try to like strive for it enough. So I feel like the more you can believe in yourself, like honestly, you just like manifest your life better. 110%. Agreed. There can be no other like saying that. You have to believe in yourself, or no one else will. Right. Anything that you do. Yeah.
Here's our drink menu.
Thank you. Okay, so the Classic Cat has amazing drinks. What do you think your favorite is? What would you recommend?
My favorite would probably be the Pucci Pina Margarita. It's a house-made pineapple habanero syrup, and it's really good if you like spicy. Another popular one is going to be the Pop Smoke Martini. I could do that with vodka or tequila, and it comes with a bubble on top.
Oh, that's beautiful, too.
How about low-cal drinks?
Low-calorie drinks. I would probably do the catatonic. Like a gin and tonic with basil and lemon. It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
I'll do, just because I know it looks good and I think it would be amazing, can I do the Pop Smoke Margarita?
Yeah.
With reposado?
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll do the one, you recommended. Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I can't wait for these drinks.
All right, here's the Pop Smoke. Catatonic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And then yours gets a little chill.
Exciting.
Enjoy.
I'm just gonna pop it because it's just so pretty.
So
beautiful. Okay, guys, we are gonna play Pick Your Poison, and it's a game of Would You Rather. You have 2 cards, and you just select your poison. Okay, so I'll start. Start breastfeeding from your mother again, or pull all your fingernails out one by one.
Breastfeed for sure. I'm not pulling my nails off. That was
That's
easy.
insane.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Imagine being a grown person though, like breastfeeding from your mother.
You know, I guess if you did the nails, you would take them off. You would just get fake nails for the rest of your life.
Right, and that just would
So-
be torturing.
Yeah, that would be painful.
Absolutely.
Okay. Take 5 shots of tequila every morning at breakfast.
I'm gonna take a shot of tequila now.
Or show up to a good friend's wedding wearing only a purple thong.
Oh Jesus. I just feel like the purple thong would be intense to just kind of go to your friend's wedding and show up there
Yeah.
kind of rude and trying to get all the attention. So I would do the 5 shots in the morning, even though I might not want to have a morning full of non-events because I'm taking so many shots, because 5 shots would definitely get me drunk. But
Yeah.
I just couldn't go to a friend's wedding in a thong.
Right,
A
yeah.
bright one at that.
I don't know. I think I would be like, it's one and done. The 5 shots every morning.
See,
That's a lot.
that is true.
Yeah.
But how do you think they would perceive you after you wore the thong?
I would be like, it was a dare. Had to do it. Let's get some good pics. Make
That
the
is
most
true.
out of it.
That is true. You can't really make the most out of drinking tequila every morning.
Right, no.
Okay. Have your firstborn child grow up to be a terrorist,
Ooh.
or get mauled by a pack of stray pit bulls.
Maybe oh God, that's tough. I don't know. Maybe the terrorist, because I'm like, is there different levels of the terrorist? Like maybe it wouldn't be that bad.
That is true. But you're still a terrorist.
Right. I don't know. That one's tough.
But getting
think I
mauled
would-
by pit bulls, that's like,
Yeah, because I think you're done for. You might even die.
yeah, no, absolutely.
So I might have to pick the other one.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree with that logic.
Okay. Chop off your pinky toe with a dull axe, or eat cigarette butts from a public ashtray.
Ooh, I despise cigarettes. Like, they're just so nasty to me.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's just my pinky toe, even though it's a dull axe, I would have to probably do the pinky toe.
I would do that too, probably.
Just,
It would hurt,
Yeah.
but it'd be done.
I
then.
would rather
Yeah.
than the cigarette butts. Okay, last but not least, would you rather stick your hand in a fryer or have a sexless marriage?
Hand in the fryer. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would hurt too, but you could not have no sex with your husband or wife, but
Ever.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, receive a notification every time any of your exes has sex, or die while being burned at the stake after living a full life.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, I wouldn't want to die, so I'd rather have the notification because they're an ex and they're not in your life anymore,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't have any feeling towards it.
Right. You can mute notifications nowadays too.
Exactly.
So I would
Or
do
block
that.
it.
Right.
Just block it all there.
Oh, these are good ones.
Yeah, it's so much fun, right?
I love it.
So tell everyone where they could find you, how they can get on your online program,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, you guys can find me at Nicole Kay Fitness on Instagram, on TikTok, and then if you go to my page, you'll also find my website where you can inquire for online coaching, which is just NicoleKFitness.com.
And make sure you tune into all things Nicole Kay Fitness. And that is it for Telli Talks. Thank you so much, Classic Cat, for our amazing drinks, and 8 Labs for sponsoring our episode.